Now we're going to be solving even more trigonometric equations. This first one says find all the values of theta in the interval 0 to 360 degrees for which cos 3 theta equals 3/4. So we're going to shift cos and get 3 theta by itself. Find out what 3 theta is. So shift cos 3/4 is 41.4 degrees. But remember, when we shift cos, there's multiple answers. So that's just the first answer that the calculator's given us. For cos, you could draw the cast diagram, or you could draw the cos graph. But the second answer for cos, either way you do it, is 360 minus the first answer. So I'm going to store the first answer as A, because we've got more calculations to do. So it's better to use the whole number. I then do 360 minus our first answer, which is 318.6. And I'll save that as B. So there are our first two answers. But we've got 3 theta equals. And that means we're going to be dividing our answers by 3. And if you're dividing by 3, we're going to have to go 3 times as far. We're going to need to go to get 6 answers, and then we'll divide them by 3, and they'll all be within the 0 to 360 range. So once you've got the first 2 answers, you can find more answers by just adding or taking away 360. So we're going to have 401.4 degrees, and add 360 again, 761.4 degrees, and the same with the answer we've saved as B, the 318.6, add 360, 678.6, and add 360 again, 1038.6. So there are answers for 3 theta. To get theta, we're going to divide them all by 3. So all 6 of these answers need to be divided by 3. So we've got the one we saved as A divided by 3, which would be 13.8. Then we had A plus 360, 133.8. And A plus 360 plus 360 again, or plus 720, 253.8. Then we had B. Let's do B plus 360 plus 360. So the 1038.6, that's 346.2. Next, we'll do the 678.6 divided by 3, 226.2. And finally, just B, so 318.6 divided by 3 is 106.2. So here we have 6 answers between 0 and 360 degrees. Here's one for you to try. Pause the video and give it a go. So this time we need all the values of theta between 0 and 360 degrees. For 5 sine 2 theta equals 3. So you get sine 2 theta by itself by dividing both sides by 5. Then shift sine the 3/5, which is 36.9. So that's our first answer, 36.9 degrees. And again, I'm going to use that again. I'm going to save it as A. Because it's sine, the second answer is 180 minus the first answer. And that is 143.1. And I'll store that one as B. Now again, we're going to be halving these answers. These are answers to 2 theta. So we're going to need to go twice as far, up to 720 degrees, because then when we half it, it'll be back to 360. So add 360 onto both of these. Save that one as D. And we'll have A plus 360, which is 396.9. And I'll save that one as C. So now they're saved as A, B, C, and D. So I'm just going to do A divided by 2, which is 18.4. So that was 2 theta. This is now theta. So we've got 18.4. We've got B divided by 2 is 71.6. C divided by 2 is 198.4. And D divided by 2 is 251.6. So we have 4 answers. Find all the values for theta in the interval 0 to 360 degrees again, for which 5 tan theta plus 30 equals 2. So let's start by getting tan theta plus 30 by itself. So divide both sides by 5. And then we're going to shift tan, so shift tan 2/5, 21.8. So theta plus 30 is 21.8 degrees. Store it as A. Then tan repeats every 180 degrees. So to find the next answer, we just add 180 on, 201.8. These are theta plus 30. So instead of being between 0 and 360, we want between, well, we work out 30 to 390. So we don't want the 21.8. Let's add another 180 on, 381.8. So there, theta plus 30. If we take 30 away, 21.8 is going to be out of range. So take 30 off the other ones. That'll be 171.8 and 351.8. So there we have 2 answers. One for you to try. Pause the video and give it a go. Find all values of theta in the range 0 to 360 degrees, for which 10 sine theta minus 45 equals -3. So start by dividing both sides by 10. Then shift sign. So shift sign -3/10, -17.5. It's -17.5. That's our first answer. I'll store it as A. Let's get the second answer for sine 180 minus the first answer, 197.5. So it's theta minus 45. To get theta by itself, we want to plus 45 to both of these answers. So we're going to have 242.5. And we're going to have our first answer plus 45 as well, 27.5. So there we have our answers. Find all values of theta in the interval 0 to 180 degrees this time, for which 3 plus 7 cos 2 theta minus 15 equals 0. So let's take 3 away from both sides. Divide both sides by 7. And then we're just going to get all the answers for 2 theta minus 15 now. So shift cos negative 3/7, 115.4. Store that as A. Our second answer for cos is 360 minus the first answer, 244.6. I'll save that one as B. We want 2 theta plus 15. So we're going to be adding 15 and then dividing by 2. So these will be the only 2 answers we want. If we did the next one, it will be, well, that would be A plus 360. And then if I added 15 and divided by 2, that'll be over 180. So we just want to get theta by itself now. So to get theta by itself, we plus 15 to both of them and divide them both by 2. So we want A plus 15 over 2, which is 65.2. And we also want B plus 15 divided by 2, which is 129.8. So they are our answers. One for you to try. Give it a go. So let's divide by 11. And then shift sign. So shift sign 6/11, 33.1. So that's 3 theta plus 45 is 33.1 degrees. Store it as A. Assign the second answer, 180 minus the first answer, and save it as B. So 146.9. We're going to be taking 45 away and then dividing by 3. So this first answer we don't want. But we're going to have to generate our answers. So when we divide them by 3, they go into the range up to 180. So we'll have A plus 360. Store that as C, 393.1. And then let's do B plus 360, 506.9. Say that one as D. And then let's also have A plus 360 twice, 753.1. Not sure we're going to need that. So we're going to take 45 away from them. So take 45 away and then divide by 3. So no, that one, we didn't need that one. So it's just the ones we've got saved as B, C, and D. So it's minus 45 to get 3 theta, and then divide by 3. So we want B minus 45 divided by 3, 34.0. We want C, 116.0, and D, 154.0. So they are our three answers. Find all values of theta in the interval 0 to 180 degrees, for which 4 sine 2 theta minus 5 cos 2 theta equals 0. So when we have a sine and a cos, we can change it into a tan question. So sine over cos equals tan. So if we divide through by cos 2 theta, we'll get 4 tan 2 theta equals 5. Then divide both sides by 4. So tan 2 theta is 5 over 4. Shift tan 5 over 4. 51.3 is our first answer. Save it as A. Second answer. So for tan, the graph just repeats every 180 degrees. So plus 180, 231.3. And well, we're going to be halving them. So they're the only two we need, because that will take them back below 180. So half of that answer is 115.7. And half of our first answer was 25.7. One for you to try. Pause the video, give it a go. So again, we've got a sine and a cos. So we can divide the sine by the cos to get tan. So divide both sides by cos theta plus 45. That will give us 8 tan theta plus 45 equals 5. Divide both sides by 8. And then shift tan. So shift tan 5 eighths 32.0. And the graph repeats every 180 degrees. So 212.0. We're going to want the next one, because we're going to be taking 45 away from them. 392.0. So when we take 45 away, 32.0 is going to be below 0, so it's not in the range we want. So we want 212 minus 45, which is 167. And we want 392 divided, no, take away 45, which is 347.0. So we have two answers there.